Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, we'll be continuing our discussion from some essential principles of Bhagavad Gita. So, our reference book has been this Basics of Bhagavad Gita, which is a thematic study of Bhagavad Gita. So, we are not going chapter by chapter or verse by verse. So, primarily we are focusing on the 5 basic themes of Bhagavad Gita. So, on the first session, we had a orientation session. What is the search for happiness, and where should we search for the happiness? Then we discussed about in the second session about the Ishvara and Jiva. And in the last session, we talked about karma. And this session, we'll be discussing on Prakriti. So, Prakriti are the modes of nature. So, yes, this Bhagavad Gita, which is called also the Song of God, Bhagavad Gita. Gita is the song. Bhagavat means the Supreme Lord. Is the Lord, sung by the Lord. And we are discussing based on the teachings, instructions, and the commentary by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Yes. And before proceeding further towards next part of our session, I'd just like to remind the devotees that today is also a very auspicious day. For a devotees, every moment is auspicious, every day is auspicious. Once you connect everything to the Lordships. So exactly around 60 years back, this is in 1965, on this Tithi, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, he reached USA. And yes, how it started? It started maybe around, before that, around 43 years back, 1922. In 1922, he was studying Abhay. He was really studying in the Scottish College in Calcutta. He had a lot of friends, and he was regarded as the most influential person in his batch, in his class. And one day, one friend told him, his name is Narendra. He said, Abhay, there is a sadhu who has come, and he is well respected, who is well regarded. Let's go and visit. Because everybody wanted to, get that validation from Abhay. If Abhay says that he is a good sadhu, and then maybe he is worth going and worth listening to him. And then, Abhay came along with his friend, and as soon as he came, and he had the culture, because Abhay is coming from a Vaishnava family, a lot of sadhus used to come to his house. Of course, initially he was skeptical. Oh, this sadhu means, I don't know what exactly they are. Sometimes I have seen some sadhus, they smoke, they do this and do that. Externally they do this. But somehow, right, because of his friend's request, he had come. But in this occasion, as soon as he entered, as soon as he had this following this etiquette of offering obeisances to the sadhu, at that point of time, as he was getting up, sadhu told him, hey gentlemen, why don't you speak? Why don't you spread this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the English language all over the world? And this boy got completely startled. I've just come for the first time, and how can somebody really give me this instruction like this? And then, as he was trying to just bring to his composure, and then he started asking question. Swamiji, you are saying that we have to spread this message of the Lord, the Bhagavad Gita everywhere. But who will listen to us? At this point of time, this is 1922, we are under the subjugation of the British rule. At this point of time, our first priority is to get independence. And after that, yes, maybe we'll think of something else. At that point of time, as Swamiji said, Abhay, after he got to know him, he said, Abhay, this is the emergency. This is the emergency. The real lack is really the want of Krishna consciousness. Because people are in ignorance, they are suffering so much. Because, yes, sometimes some people might think that, oh, I am in freedom. But then, if you add ignorance into it, it creates anarchy. If you add in ignorance power, it becomes dictatorship. And if you have that ignorance, you don't know what is right and wrong, even if you are in freedom. And at this point of time, everybody is suffering. There is no exception. The Swamiji gave this example from Mahabharata. He said, just like in a kadhai, in a frying pan, you put small balls, right, to make puris or to make gulab jamuns. They are really getting fried. Similarly, everybody is really getting fried out, with this miseries of the life. The traya tapa means is the heat. What is the heat? Adhyatmika, adhidevika, adhibhautika, the misery caused by the other living entities, caused by our body and mind, caused by the environment. Everybody is suffering. There is no exception to it. Whatever you do. So this has to be taken on priority. And Abhay heard and got convinced that yes, this message of Gita, which was really given by Krishna to Arjuna, it was not only for that circumstances. Yes, it is there. It was there at that point of time for Arjuna to really bring it to the right consciousness. So because some people say that, Bhagavad Gita was there for Arjuna to fight. If there was a reason for Krishna to make Arjuna fight, as a Kshatriya, what he would have done, Krishna would have reminded Arjuna, do you remember, Arjuna, how your brother Bhima was poisoned? How all of your family, they were put into this Laksha Graha. Oh, Arjuna, do you remember how your wife kidnapped and was in that Asat Graha? Oh, Arjuna, do you remember how you were being cheated? But like we see in Bhagavad Gita, none of these episodes were talked. Were all these episodes were there in Bhagavad Gita? No, right? Because Krishna wanted Arjuna not only just to fight, but also his consciousness to fight. What is the purpose behind that fight? What is the right attitude, right, that he has to establish in this world. He has to establish dharma. And dharma means, first of all, we have to make our consciousness appropriate, have the right understanding, right discrimination in our heart. What is right and wrong? It is not just to fight and not just to kill someone. Otherwise, yes, Krishna was there in front of, along with the Pandavas. Pandavas were fighting, and also the Kauravas were also fighting. We are not doing the same place, same time, same circumstances. Both were fighting. But what is the difference? One party won, another party got vanquished. What is the difference? Yes, one is fighting for dharma, one is fighting for the pleasure of Krishna, another was fighting for the self. Yes, the same, once Abhay heard, and then it took years to really contemplate this message. And then in 1933, he got initiated by now his spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then 1944 he started a magazine, and then 1955-56 and he went to Vrindavan. And in 1965, then with so much of effort, then as predicted, as given the instruction by his spiritual master, then he went to USA. With so much of struggle, on the way he had a couple of heart attacks. He went in a cargo ship with just 40 rupees, who had no value. And once he arrived in Boston, this port, he didn't know where to go, left and right. But then he had faith that yes, my spiritual master has sent me, then definitely there must be a purpose behind it. Yes, I might not have the strength, but I have the faith in the Lord. I have a faith in my spiritual master. I have a faith in Bhagavad Gita. And with that faith, I will take it forward. Yes, that's how we have been carrying this legacy for last 60 years. Okay, so going forward, so any points you remember from the last session? Last time we talked about karma. Is everybody clear? Any questions, comments, any thoughts, any points that you are reflecting? Any thoughts that you remembered? Anything? Anyone would like to share? Yes, please. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. We talked about, so whatever we are doing right now, we are doing some action, but the reaction that we get, that is not the immediate result, but also the instant result, but it could be a delayed result. It could be a debit card, it could be a credit card, it could be a privilege card. We don't know how exactly we are getting the result out of it. So it is not appropriate for us to judge others or judge, because most of the times if somebody is suffering, we are quick to react. Oh, maybe he might have done this karma, maybe he might have done some mischievous activities, he might have done this or that, that's why he is suffering. But that's really not fair. We should not judge anyone that because of this karma or that karma he is now suffering. We should really at that point understand what is our dharma. Our dharma is to really, how can you really help that person? How can you really support that person so that he can really go up, improve his consciousness? Because yes, everything is temporary here. It's asat, anityam. This too shall pass. How we can really inspire and encourage him to really move ahead towards the supreme goal. Yes, any other thoughts? Yes, please. Yeah, so you understand the law of karma. What is so Jaisi karni, vaisi bharni. Yes. How we should be very, very careful, very diligent in whatever we are doing it. We should not think that, okay, why it is really happening to me if something bad happens, or I should not really blame anyone who might be the instrument of my karma, my suffer. How I might have committed some mistake earlier, and now somebody is really acting as an instrument to make me suffer. At the same time, when there is a fight at home, we should not tell our spouse, I am the instrument of karma for you. Right? Yes. Yes, we'll discuss. Sometimes, yes, there might be truth which is unpalatable, but it should not be spoken in an unpalatable way. Understood? We'll be discussing that today. Yes, there might be unpalatable truth, but that should not be spoken in unpalatable way. Because the purpose of communication is to really empower someone, to inspire someone, not to really, once again, bring any depressed thoughts to someone, to cause hurt to anyone. Yes, Hare Krishna. Any other thoughts? Yes. How many of you really just went through the essence or the summary after you went or before you came? Anyone? Yes? Anyone? Thank you. Anyone else? Yes. So yes, once again, um, yes, as we been discussing, the process of acquiring knowledge, is or just coming to ISKCON program means ऐसा नहीं है कि ISKCON से सुने और USKCON से निकाल दिए. It's not about that, ISKCON से अंदर जाना चाहिए थोड़ा सा. It has to go to the heart. And that's why the process of realizing the supreme absolute truth from Bhagavad Gita, it means Sravanam, we hear, and then Mananam, we contemplate about it. That's the reason we ask the quiz. We really go back and we really send this summary as well for your benefit, so that you can just remember those thoughts, remember these points. This Mananam and Nididhyasanam. This third aspect. Nididhyasana means how can you really apply? Yes, we reflect, we release, and we resolve. Okay, at least one thing that I can really maybe applicable to myself. Maybe I can really apply, because these principles of Bhagavad Gita, they are eternal, they are universal, they are logical, they are analytical. Definitely, right? If in the West everybody has studied it and they are getting benefited out of it, maybe it will help me as well. Isn't it? Or anybody has doubt? No? Well, yes, we should go through this process of Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Hearing, contemplating, and thinking how to apply. We can really apply that. And once we apply it, we should also share it. Definitely, once you apply even one principle from this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we'll see the result out of it. Because Lord is saying that. Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmanamaya upasrita bhava jnana tapasa puta madbhava agata. There are so many people who have really studied this Bhagavad Gita, who have really contemplated on these principles, and who have really applied these principles. Their life got transformed. Because this is not only about just information, some nice sloka that we hear, some nice principle that we hear, but what exactly the principle that I can really apply in my own life. So yes, this is how, this is a manual. And today's discussion, you will see that, right, how this Bhagavad Gita is so practical. So practical. It's really a manual for us, right? Of course, last time we talked about, how do you really work in our corporate world also, how we should not really engage in some unholy activities, how we should really, do some activities which are really, pious, which are really not really violating these 4 regulatory principles of meditating or intoxication or gambling or illicit sex, which doesn't promote also, right? We should not work in company which really, maybe encourages gambling or, or betting and all that, right? Or we should not work in a company which kind of promotes intoxication or meat trading and so on. And then, right, once we kind of engage in some activity, then how we can be responsible in our activities? We should do with attention. We should do do our best. We might not be the best, but if you do our best, Lord is happy, I am happy, and we are really progressing. And that's why even in the corporate world also, you heard of this growth mindset people talk about. Have you heard of it? What is it? Like that Professor Carroll, she talks about that. Yes, focus on the process, and results will automatically come. That's what the Karmanya Vadikarastha. She really took it from here only. Right? Yes, be responsible in your duty and do your best with attention, with focus, and then leave the results to the Lord, because there are so many players there are involved, right? And yes, not be attached to the result. Yes, you have a goal for it, but don't be attached to the result. Share the result with the near and dear ones, your teammates, your members, and then whatever the talent, knowledge, skills that Lord has given to us, let's dovetail it for the pleasure of the Lord. That's why you always remember that beautiful verse Lord Krishna has given to Arjuna. Tasmat sarvesu kalesu mam anusmara yuddhacha. This is a very beautiful principle. Uh, like people ask that how we should be a karma yogi. Yes, we should do our work. At the same time, we should remember that Krishna is our supreme master. We are doing it for his pleasure. Whatever we do, we are taking care of our children. Oh, these are the kids of the children. We are taking care of them. Oh, we are working. Yes, we are working so that we come and take care of the Krishna's family. We help in propagating this message of Bhagavad Gita. Yes, whatever we do, wherever we do, we always think that how can we really please Krishna. Is it clear so far? Yes, there are some questions also there in the quiz. Is there Anita is there or Guru Natesh or so somebody is there? No. Last time they had asked some questions as well, like how to attain moksha and and so many things. So we'll be also discussing some of the aspect today. So before going that, let me tell one story that you might have heard it during your kindergarten days. How many of you heard this Cap Salver story? All of you? Yes. Yes, it's a very famous story, very popular story. But whenever there is some entertainment, we also look forward to how we can really enlighten our heart as well, with that story. So yes, like there were three brothers who were there, and in that family, their business was to sell the caps. And then one brother whose name was Thomas, he went along with his basket of cap, and it was a really sunny day, very hot day, and he saw that there's a big shady tree, and I said, okay, let me take some rest now. And soon as he started taking rest, right, he slept for some time, and as he woke up and he saw that basket was empty. And as soon as basket was empty, he started cursing. Oh, what has really happened to me? Oh, why fate is so ill to me? And started cursing, crying and screaming, and finally, being so disgusted. And then he really left that place, blaming everyone. He went to the nearest bar and he started drinking. Then the next one, middle brother, whose name was Rajan. This Rajan, what he did, he also came. He came to that place, and as expected, he also thought of taking rest. And as soon as he took rest, slept, and as soon as he woke up, basket was empty. And then what he should do? Then he saw that all the monkeys on the top, they have really taken. Then he started also thinking what to do. But before thinking, he saw that there was a stick and he started chasing the monkeys. Soon as he started chasing the monkeys started attacking him. And then he was running behind the monkeys, and all that chaos really happening. He got fully tired, and then he said, okay, now let me go back home. And then third brother came, whose name is Satya. Satya also came, and he sat under the tree, and he slept. He woke up from that sleep, and he found basket is empty. Then he saw that, all the monkeys, they have taken it. Then he started scratching his head. And what should I do now? Oh, I think the monkeys, they are known for imitating. So he also took a cap and he put it on his head. And then he was started kind of getting all their attention. Once he got all the attention, then he started throwing his own cap. As soon as he started throwing his own cap, all the monkeys also threw their caps. And then he collected. He went to the market, he sold them, and he came back home early. And he spent time with his family. And early in the morning, he started chanting. So what do you learn from these three brothers about this? Thomas, Rajan, and Satya. What do you learn?
Apply your brain.
Apply your brain. Okay. What else? Any other thoughts? Any other comments? Yes? Yes? Anyone? Our consciousness, yes. Yes.
Knowledge knows that monkeys.
Is it knowledge?
Like this.
Yeah, is it knowledge? Okay, what else? Any other thoughts? we should assess the situation. We should assess the situation. So, so sometimes
In the same situation.
in the same situation, how people act in a different way. Very good. Thank you. How people act in a different way. How they perceive in a different things when like when the nature or the circumstances really crushes us. What really comes out? What is there within us? If somebody really crushes us, what comes first is the anger. Is the kind of words that comes out, because those words are there inside us. Right? If you crush a mango, what comes out? Mango juice. And if you crush a neem, what comes out? Bitterly. Yes. So yes, what is there inside, that really comes out. Right? Like is the same circumstances. The sun is shining. A stone is shining. Thieves and rogues, they are thinking, oh, it's so harmful. Why sun is rising? And the others, like this bird called Chakravaka birds, they are so happy seeing the sun. Right? Yes, the same sun is rising, but the different people have different perspectives. Isn't it? You come out of the house, you go into the traffic, right? And the same traffic, but then different people, they perceive the traffic in a different ways. Isn't it? Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. As we see in the all around us, you will find three types of people, three types of situations, three types of propensities, qualities, characteristics. Right? You see the animal. What is it? Camel. And then there's a tiger, right? And then there's a cow. Yes. In general, animals are considered they are in the mode of ignorance, like that. But then amongst the animals, right? Like the characteristic of camel is that it chews even a thorn and it feels so happy. Why so happy? Because the blood is coming out, thinking that, oh, I'm really kind of enjoying some blood. But the blood is really coming out of his own body. Or the tiger, always in the mode of passion to really drive the energy, chase someone, really. Or the beauty of the cow is that how it takes the grass and brings the milk. Yes. Right? Or let's say, you have three different parts in a day, right? In a morning, or in a noon time, or in the night time. You see there are three different characteristics. In the morning, people are more prone to do some activities like maybe approaching the Lord, doing some exercises, or in the daytime, it's full of action, going to the office and cooking and so many activities. In the night, people go into the different mode. They indulge in so many things. Is it that, have you seen that, some people, oh, of course, there are few people, like they do party early in the morning. Have you seen that? No, it's not possible. Because the parties, they can be done only in the night. When it is in the, complete in the darkness. So, right, or why? Once you go to the movie theater, why they, switch off the light? Because they will put you in darkness. And after that, they will give you, different lights to really, bring different thoughts, different emotions in your head. But first, they will put you in the darkness. Right? Right? Yes. Different parts of the day, they represent different things. Or like, students. Three different types of students are there. Right? One student, as soon as they open the book, start sleeping. The another kind of book, oh, okay, just going to the college means just have fun, have time with friends, but then day for exam, night out. Right? Okay, last day of the submission of the assignment, somehow get whose notes are so good, who has done the nice assignment, or who has done that experiment, right? And just get that notebook and copy it and submit it, right? But the other kinds of students who are study regularly, who attend the class regularly, who prepare and assignments on time. Do you see these three kinds of students?
Yes.
Huh? Right? Huh? Or if you see what in our corporate life as well, you see that there are some people, who are so much of disgusted with that work, this thing that why the hell I really joined this company, right? I'm like I thought that okay, either I should become an engineer, a doctor, or a failure. But even though I'm now an engineer, I'm still a failure, right? Because I didn't want to really study this, or who really like to work in this kind of a project, in this kind of a boss, in this kind of an environment, always blaming, always finding that okay, what is not there. Or there are other kinds of people. They are go getter, just focusing only on their name, fame, prestige. I want to be part of the big project. I want to present to the CEOs. I want to my name should be there on each right our result that really gets announced, or the all employee meeting that you might have, that all hands deck, right? You'd like to do something, man, right? Yes. Huh? Right? All others, right? Like they would really like to more get recognized, that that how they really work as a team. They really understand what is the company's purpose. They understand, right? What exactly the strength of each other, how we can really complement each other, how we can really work together instead of getting the credit, how we can really work together to really achieve, leveraging the competency of each other. Do you see that in our companies as well? Huh? Yes. So now, how about in our family life? Do you agree with all this, or huh? Yes?
Yes, I agree.
We see that there are the three kinds of people everywhere. There are one family, uh, as of course, hardly they come together, or even if they come together, they might like to kind of spend once in a year on some holidaying place. But at that time also they start fighting, right? Eating and drinking all kind of things. They hardly have any time for each other. Or the second kind of a family, even if they are staying in the same house, but hardly they meet, they exchange each other with WhatsApp, all right? And everybody is busy. At the same time, they would like to ensure that though my kids, they should go to the prestigious college, they should have the nice dress, they should have the iPad, or i17 is a new phone, right? They would really like to identify themselves with a nice car, nice house, right? If you're staying in a 1 BHK, let's move to 2 BHK. If you're 2 BHK, then let's go to a villa. If you go to a villa, then kind of let's kind of have our own big bungalow, right? Always they are so ambitious for their family. But the other one is that how okay, how can we really come together, spend time together, the family, that they pray together, they stay together, they dine together, they sign together, they sing together, they cling together, right? They find time to dance together, they advance together, right? Yes, there's another family. So now we don't have to raise your hand. Now you can identify yourself, which category we belong to, right? It's a introspection time. That yes, either as a student, or as a family, or in our corporate world, what kind of characteristics we show. We are always lazy, we are always crazy, or we are always dependent on someone, something, some circumstances, right? That's what Bhagavad Gita says. What are these characteristics and how they are represented? Aprakasa apabhrutischa pramadamoho evacha tamasi etani jayante bibhrute kurunandana. So, this is one characteristics of people who are aprakasa apabhrutischa. They are always in aprakasa. They are all, their senses and mind is covered with darkness. And pramada, they are completely mad. They don't know what is right and wrong. And they are moha, they are completely illusion. So, yes, please remember these characteristics who are in this, they are called in the mode of ignorance. Ayukta prakruta stabda sadha naiskritida lalasa. Alasa, they are lazy. They are always good at postponing. Visada dirgha sutri, they are postponing, they are good at postponing things. And they are always morose. They are obstinate. They are good at cheating. They are good at insulting others. This is the characteristics who are in the mode of ignorance. Right? And then they are nidra alasya pramada. They are fond of nidra, sleep, alasya, laziness, and pramada. They are always in the mode of ignorance. So, what are the characteristics of people who are in the mode of ignorance? Yes? What do you remember? Yes? Laziness, morose, cheating, what else? Insulting others, what else? Postponing, working against the injection of the scriptures. Okay, so now let's see. Once you really talk about the second category people, the mode of passion, what are their characteristics? Lobha prabhrati arambha karmanam asamaspruha rajasi etani jayante vibhrute bharatarshavam. These people who are in the mode of passion, they have a lot of attachment, to get the fruits. They put a lot of effort. They have uncontrollable desire. They want more and more and more. Dil mange more. That is the only motto in their life. How do you really enjoy more and more? How do you work more and more? Their focus is only this puja. How can I really, everybody do a puja for me? How I should be the center of attraction? How can I really get more and more? Puja, lava, pratishtha, all the profit, address, and distinction. Yes, yeah. Ragi, karma, phala, prepsu, lubdha, himsam takam asuchi, harsa soka. Because, right, they are so happy when they get something, and if they don't get that, they become soka. So they are always greedy. They are envious of others, because definitely you will find someone has more than you, and they live in a very impure life. They are always moved by joy and sorrow, and they are always attached to so many temporary things of the world. Visaya Indriya Samyoga, they are always looking forward to enjoy their senses, eating nice food stuff, drinking something, right? Wearing nice, gorgeous clothes, right? Yes, and at the same time, yes, they would really like to just do it. Their focus is just do it, without understanding even what exactly the result that comes out. Even if there is, which might seem to be a little bit of nectar, but which might be poison at the end, they don't mind. Now we are getting some enjoy, let's do it. Yes. But then the third characteristic of people who are in the mode of goodness, what are their characteristics? Sarva dwaresu dehesmin, all their senses are enlightened. So especially, if you are staying in a house, if it is completely dark, thief can enter any point of time. But what do? We really, if there is a big treasure there, then we really put a lot of lights all around it, so that we know that, who is the right person coming, who is the wrong person coming. Right? So similarly, in this body also, we really monitor that, what are the good thoughts are coming, what are the bad thoughts are coming. We enlighten all our senses. That is called Sarva Dwaresu Dehesmin. All the 9 gates of our body is enlightened. so that we understand that, okay, what should I see, what I should not see. If it is really not good for me, I'll just throw that thief away. I will close my door. Right? Prakasa upajayate. Sarvadwares dehesmin prakasa upajayate. Jnanam yada tad vidyat. Through the jnana, through the right knowledge, through the right understanding, right, I will differentiate what is right and wrong for me. Mukta Sangha, Anaham, they are known with their dhruti, their determination, their enthusiasm. They are not so much disturbed whether it is a success or failure. This is my duty. I will continue to do it. Right? They are said to be in the mode of goodness. And the people, sometimes, yes, it might be looking like little poison in the beginning, but nectar at the end. Because somebody said that, we always have two pain in our life. There are two pains. One is called pain of discipline, another is called pain of regret. You have heard this, right? No. But the thing is that we have a choice. Right? Either we want to take the pain of discipline, or we want to have a pain of regret. But the pain of regret is unbearable, and the pain of discipline is a little uncomfortable. So it's our choice. If we go through the pain of discipline, we don't need to go through the pain of regret. Otherwise, people see at the deathbed, they really have so much of pain. Oh, I could have done this. Oh, I could have done that. That is the pain of regret. If you don't have to go through the pain of regret, you have to go through the plane of discipline, which comes in the mode of goodness. So yes, as we see, there are three kinds of people are there. So usually, sometimes in this session also we do some activities. Or in our Gita, in our Janmashtami also, you might have seen, I don't know, right? We had 3 pairs of gloves, and we had one exercise. We had a thread and a needle, and we asked 3 persons to wear 3 types of gloves, and we asked them, just to put the needle through the eyes of put the thread through the eyes of the needle. Who do you think will be the first one? Who do you think can do it nicely, effectively, quickly? Who is wearing a boxing glove, or who is wearing a cricket glove, or who is wearing a surgical glove? Who do you think? Surgical glove. How? Yes. Similarly, we should understand that. Last time also we discussed about. You remember that case and bird example, right? Our soul is also covered with this body, right? There's a gross senses and subtle senses. So sometimes some people, if you really talk about Bhagavad Gita, nothing goes inside them, right? Because this Bhagavad Gita, this spirituality is a very subtle topic, right? And with our gross senses, we cannot really understand. If we are too much occupied in the mode of ignorance, it is difficult. It's not impossible, because Prabhupada has gone to the US, who are there in hippies, Prabhupada is really transformed. But it is very difficult. That's why once you go in the book distribution, right on the street also, sometimes some people, they will get lost as soon as they say Bhagavad Gita. Some people, when they see the Bhagavad Gita, they say, thank you very much, and they just move ahead. And there are some people who really look forward to really take this. Right? The same Bhagavad Gita is there, but people come in a different ways. Right? Yes, because if somebody is covered with that strong modes, like mode of ignorance, it is very difficult, to take this spiritual knowledge inside our brain. So somehow or other, we have to come to the mode of goodness. So it's not that, we don't need this mode of ignorance and mode of passion. Yes, mode of ignorance is required also so that we can have a nice sleep. Mode of passion is also required so that we can do some creative energy. We can work, we can, do some activities. Yes, definitely that is important. But at the same time, all things should be guided by the mode of goodness, and there has to be a balance in the life, right? And yes, Lord Krishna saying in Bhagavad Gita, this 14th chapter, right? And it's not that all the time, one person is really in one mode. They are in the different modes. Just like once we see a painting, there are different shades, different mixture of different colors. Though, with the help of 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, taking into account 3 colors, different paintings, different emotions really comes out. Or as you might have seen, Even these threads, right? They really strangled together three, and once again another three, once again another three, and that's why they really make a very strong rope, right? So similarly, all of us, right, are really, you know, are really kind of like puppets, and we are really, played by someone. Some last time also somebody was asking, do you have really free will or not? Yes, we have free will. uh, like just like a calf sometimes is tied to a pole, sometimes tied to a pole maybe 1 meter, or sometimes 10 meter or 100 meter, right? Yes, depending, or sometimes the child once really playing, right, we really bound him, right, with a certain area in a small cot, right? If he's too naughty, if he's kind of, behaving nicely, we give a little bit more space, and if he's such a nice boy, then we let him go and play outside, right? Right, depending on how we use our free will, we are given that much of space. Do you agree? Right? But unfortunate people, right? Like sometimes they are so ignorant, right? Even if we give them the right knowledge, still because of they are attached, to their senses so much, they don't, act rightly. Like we always give this example in the cigarette packet. Earlier they were writing, smoking is injurious to health, and they started writing, smoking causes cancer. Then started writing, smoking kills, but still they take it. Why? Why? They think that, oh, it's so cool, right? To have a fire on the, one end of the stick, and but we don't understand they are fool, right? Yes, right. There are so many activities. Like last time we talked about these 4 activities which are really injurious to ourselves. Still people do it. Hmm? Yes, because there is always, last time also we gave the example of good dog and bad dog. It's really up to us how we are really feeding it. And all the time there is a fight. There is a fight of prominence between these 3 modes. This mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Sometimes the good mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the other 2. Sometimes, the other one becomes prominent, defeating, the other 2. There is always a fight happening within ourselves. So that's why I said, yes, this Bhagavad Gita was not applicable in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but here where there is an eternal fight going on, for that place also it is required, because there is a fight happening between these 3 modes all the time, right? And somebody might ask that, okay, how do you really make one win? How do you really make this mode of goodness win, right? And Lord Krishna also saying the solution for it. What he is saying? And how do you really come to one prominent mode that we desire to have? Let's say mode of goodness. It is very succinctly, Lord Krishna is saying, Karanam Guna Sangasya. What is it? Please repeat. Karanam Guna Sangasya. We attain a particular characteristics by its association. Right? Jaise sang, vaise rang. The kind of attributes that we are associated with will acquire those qualities. Just like somebody says that, right? You tell your 5 friends and will tell you who you are. Right? We are the average of 5 persons that we really constantly associate with. Right? Yes, we become so much concerned about the association of our friends. Yes, the other day I was speaking to one family. They were saying that, oh, we're bringing the kids so that they learn the culture, right? But most of in the houses also we try to give the same knowledge, right? We try to give the same values. But why? Once they come here along with in our this Gita courses, once they join these programs, why the kids they learn more? Why? Because the association. Because of the association. Because they see that, oh, the teachers who have been practicing with so much of purity, and they are really impacting that knowledge. And the other students, they are also learning. So let me also practice learning either music or maybe slokas or art and craft or something. Once they, they really learn a lot from their friends. We learn more from our peers. Right? Yes. Do you agree so far? Yes. The same water, it falls on the muddy place, it becomes muddy. The same water, it falls on a right a conceal, it becomes a pearl. The same water falls on a frying tawa, it becomes evaporated. Right? Yes. It's the association that matters. Yes. The first, let's learn how we can really, through different, well, just a couple of concepts, and we'll see how we can really associate ourselves and come to the mode of goodness. We are what we eat. Please repeat. Yes. So you heard about the three modes. We want to develop determination, enthusiasm. We want to remain happy. We want to have the knowledge. So what kind of a food we should eat? Sattvic food. Sattvic food. And yes, in Bhagavad Gita, once again, it is very much in detail, it is given. Three kinds of foods. As I said, it's very practically, and the Lord has given this. And the foods which are really prepared more than 3 hours being eaten, right? Frozen. Sometimes when I was traveling in US, in a house, and had a nice, Indian food, right? And then somehow I had to come back to that same house after a week. And I once again complimented the host. Wow, it looks so nice, so delicious. It was just like in the last time. And then the family said, yes, it was prepared last week only. We had kept in the freeze and we are offering it to you again. Right? Or nowadays, if you see that all our freeze is all full of the frozen foods, right? Or the tasteless or the decomposed, some days, oh, what I am drinking? I am drinking the fruit juice. Fruit juice that was prepared 100 years back. What was that? You know that. Right? Or which is putrid, which is really remnants of the other animals. These are the mode of in the ignorance. And the foods, which are really bitter, sour, salty, pungent, hot. The food that we take, it feels hot as it goes out, as it goes inside, and also when it comes out also. In both cases, it feel really hot, right? And this burning, right? All junk foods, carbonated drinks. These are all in the mode of passion, rajas. Right? And the food, which really, ayu, sattva, bala, aragya, which really increases our duration of life, which increases, purify our existence, which gives strength to us, which gives sukha, priti, which gives health, happiness, which gives satisfaction, And these foods are which ones? They are really juicy, wholesome, pleasing to the heart, right? There are so many, seasonal fruits are there, right? And these are all in the mode of goodness, sattvic food. And then, yes, we are what we study. Yes, when we talk about the Vedas also has everything, different scriptures for what you want to learn, right? It's really up to us. Somebody might think that, oh, I'm reading Vedas, but what are you really learning from the Vedas? In the Puranas, right? Usually Puranas are in the mode of goodness, but in the Puranas also, there are different Puranas, for the different kinds of people. Some Puranas are there to uplift one person who are in the mode of ignorance to the mode of goodness. Some Puranas are there which takes us from the mode of passion to the mode of goodness. And there are some Puranas which are there, for the, how to sustain in the mode of goodness. Do you see that? That even the so-called Puranas are also there, they are also in the different modes, right? And yes, we are how we communicate, which is a big topic. Maybe sometime we'll discuss more in detail. But then, there is once again a scientific study done by a Japanese called Masaru Emoto. He had done a study that he went to a water body, and then he subjected that water body with a different sound vibration, right? Nearby, he organized a big concert, right? Sometimes with some classical music, or sometimes with, Bollywood romantic songs, or sometimes, with heavy metal, rock and roll music. And you see, can you really see that? How the different crystals, they get formed in water, right, with the different types of music. What do you think would be the effect, right? If you chant, or if you chant like instruments, or classical music, right? And what exactly would be there once you have this loud rock and roll music? You get it, right? And uh, how important it is for ourselves, right? If you always surrounding ourselves with a negative sound, right, this rock and roll music or blasphemous sounds, because in our body also we have around 70 to 80% of water, right? Or if we surrounded ourselves with this positive sound vibration, what will be the effect? What kind of crystals that is really getting formed within the body? Yes. So yes, it is very important for all of us to get, exposed to the right sound vibration, right? There is one island, somebody might have you heard, they kill a tree by blaspheming the tree again and again. The Solomon Island or somewhere. Yes. 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 That's why now we are discussing in the beginning today. This is a very beautiful verse. Very beautiful verse. Please repeat. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priya hitam chaya swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva manmayam tapa uchyate. So here Lord Krishna is saying that, yes, yajna, dana, tapa, even they are also in the three modes. And once you talk about austerity, tapa also for the body, mind and words. And for the words, for the speech, what is the real tapa? What is the real tapasya of the speech? Real tapasya of the speech that we should not speak, which really agitate others, which really insult others, blaspheme others, which agitate others. Anudvega karam vakyam. And before speaking, we should try to question, right? Is it satyam? Is it truthful? Is it priyam? Is it really pleasing? Is it hitam? Is it beneficial? And if it is not, right, kind of falling into this four category, then we should not speak. It should be non-agitating. It should be truthful. It should be pleasant, and it should be beneficial. So yes, we should be sensible and sensitive, while we speak, right? Because most of the times, we understand that, the most powerful weapon that all of us have is the tongue. It can break somebody's bone. Right? So how we should be careful, before we speak. And what is how we should engage? Swadhyaya. We should engage our words in studying the scriptures. Swadhyaya vichanaja banmayam tapa uchyate. And then, yes, last time also it has got our charity. Yes, charity is very good. But then, to whom we should give charity? What place we should give charity? Like now in this Pitru Paksha also, a lot of people, they want to give charity, right? But, to whom we are giving charity? Oh, my father used to love this drink. I'll have organized a drinks party. Right? Or, right? Let me organize, yes, something. People, they come to sometimes our temples. They ensure that, oh, I have given this tube light. In the tube light, please mention my name. So, my name should really come out very nicely. It is donated by so and so. My name and fame should be there. And people, whoever comes, they should see that this tube light is really given by so and so people. Their focus is to ensure that their name and fame are more important than anything else. And then there are people, they want to donate so that the knowledge that is there in the scriptures, how that can be distributed, that how they can be promoted, and yes, it's really up to us, where exactly we are giving our charity. Yes, adesa kala patra, so we should not give the charity in an impure place at an improper time to unworthy person, without proper attention and respect. Once we should, It's not that we call somebody and give charity. No, we should go to somebody and give charity. We should do charity with respect. Yes, there are so many details are there, right? And we should do charity without expecting anything in return, without expecting any desire, without any grudging mood. That should be that's in the mode of passion. And the mode of goodness means, yes, we are, as a matter of gratitude, we are offering it. The Lord has given so much, we are giving it to the right person. And now, right, we talked about 3 times a day. Okay, so I'll just see a quick video if you like. Can you just put the sound for mic?
Waking up at 4 a.m. and not a different hour. What is the secret behind it? Well, they know how their brain works, and they take advantage of their brainwave states in brain chemistry. The brain produces electrical patterns, often referred to as waves. When you're first awake, your brain operates at around 10.5 waves per second. The range from 8 to 13 hertz, or cycles per second, is the alpha stage. It's been called the gateway to the subconscious mind. But when you wake up this early, you are between theta and alpha. The mind is capable of deep and profound learning, being fully aware and focused with an effortlessly calm mind. In other words, you don't have to work as hard. You are not thinking. You just relax into the moment. Another important fact known by all successful people is when you wake up, your subconscious mind is most impressionable and soaks up information like a sponge. Whatever you hear, see, or are exposed to in the first 20 minutes will affect you and set the tone for the rest of your day. This is why they meditate, listen to affirmations, and not checking their social media and emails so early. They choose consciously their tone of the day, being focused and positive and not being distracted. They choose to go to bed early and use the premature hours of each day in their own advantage. They make up a routine of waking up before the sun starts to shine and go to sleep after the sun goes down. Why do they go to bed so early? Between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is where you can get the most from regenerative and deep sleep. After 2 a.m., sleep lacks the quality that you need as it becomes more superficial, chronically depriving your body of the regenerative sleep which you can enjoy between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. makes you wake up in the morning even more tired than when you went to bed. The human body is closely linked to the day and night cycle. That is why within 1 or 2 hours after sunset, your melatonin levels start to rise. This is how your body is telling you that it's time to go to bed. At midnight, melatonin levels reach their highest value, and after this, they start decreasing gradually. 10 p.m. is when your body reacts as a result of the increment in the melatonin levels. This period of transformation in your sleep cycle brings along a more intense metabolic activity. This one is responsible for the repair and restoration of the whole body. In order for this 10 p.m. reaction to take place, your body needs to slow down, which translates into reduction of your mental and physical activity. If you're still awake, there is a phenomenon that takes place at this hour called second wind. This is caused by the rise in mental activity and energy that your system has at 10 p.m.
Okay, so it's a little longer video, but I think you understood the essence of this. What is the essence? What is the lessons learned? Why all the successful people, they wake up early in the morning? Why? Because that's where they get the maximum return out of their investment. That's the first point. Then the second point also, it mentions that somebody sleeps for 6 hours, 2 to 8 a.m. and then somebody sleeps from 10 to 4 a.m. Is it same? Why? Somebody says, oh, I'm also sleeping for 6 hours. I sleep at 2 o'clock and waking up at 8 o'clock. The important principle that we learned here, based on scientific magazines, is that the kind of the bodily reactions, the chemicals that really gets discharged and really rejuvenates our body, right? When we sleep early. We get really right amount of energy once we wake up. Sometimes, we get so tired, we sleep so late, right? And then while we wake up also, if, don't get energy, because the body has not recovered from that tiredness. And the third thing is that early in the morning, physically, mentally, emotionally, we have so much of energy. But then as the days progresses, hardly we get time for ourselves. Somehow we need to steal time, from our early sleep. There is no disturbance, especially if you want to go somewhere, eh, like from maybe this place to Yasantpur, or maybe from this place to, let's say, Kengeri, right? If you go at 7 p.m. or let's say even 9 a.m., how much time it will take? Maybe 3 hours, right? But if you really go, let's say at 5 a.m., how much time will take? Less than 1 hour. Why? There is no traffic. Similarly, this is the time for us to connect to the Lord. This is the time for us, to the journaling, to the, all these activities which really involves, some mental exercise. We do bodily exercise to rejuvenate ourselves. Like, I don't know how many of you have seen the ocean also. Early in the morning, it discharges all the kind of, substances, dirty substances from the body. That early in the morning is really, even from our body also, early in the morning, all the dirty things really comes out. Right? Yes. That this early morning is very important for us to wake up. But, to wake up early in the morning, it doesn't happen just by chance. Right? Yes, somehow or other, if you are already waking up at 8 o'clock, we cannot just suddenly start waking up at 5 o'clock. It's not possible. We can do, baby steps. Even 8 o'clock, can you start next week, 7:45, maybe 7:30, maybe 7 o'clock. And even before that also, it is really important to sleep early. To sleep early. Unless we sleep early, we cannot wake up early. And to sleep early, to wake up early, we also need a mission, a purpose, a why. If you don't have a why, like if you have a early morning to go to airport to catch a flight, wake up early in the morning, isn't it? Right? But then how many wake up early in the morning to do yoga and meditation and things like that? Because we are not able to connect to the purpose. We don't feel convinced what is the benefit that I will get by doing this yoga or meditation. So for whatever we do, there has to be a strong conviction. There has to be a strong purpose behind it. Unless there is a purpose, unless there is a why kids they waste time? Because they don't understand the purpose. They don't understand the meaning. Do you agree? Yes. For everything we do, we should be first convinced on why, and then what, and then how. Yes. Okay. So now, so we heard a lot that we have to come to the mode of goodness. My next question is, the mode of goodness is good enough? Is it good enough that we come now into the mode of goodness? We wake up early in the morning, we take sattvic food, we listen to the nice instrumental music. Is it good enough? Isn't it good enough? Why it is no? We have to help others. Yes, we also do charity. Let's do some charity also. There should be consistency. Okay, let's do it consistently also. Yes, of course. Saying is easy, but doing consistently is very difficult. Right? Or as we said also, sometimes we know it, to do it is also very difficult. Forget about doing consistently. But then, before going that, let's kind of understand this. Last time also we discussed, different living entities take birth here in this material world with different bodies. Jalaja, Navalakshani, aquatics, animals, and plants, and birds, and human beings. They come through different species of life, right? And this place, this whole material world, in Bhagavad Gita it is mentioned as a karagara. It is a prison. It is a prison. We come here for our purification. And we are given different kinds of clothes. I don't think any of you have been to a prison. Even I have not gone. But the first thing they do, once you go to a prison, what do? They change the clothes. And based on the cloth, somebody put in a first class cell or a second class cell, or somebody is really put in a confinement, with hands and everything shackled. Right? We are given different clothes, and not only different clothes based on the crime that we have committed. We are also bound. Somebody is bound with the rope, somebody is bound with the iron chain, somebody is bound with a golden chain. Which one will prefer? Gold handcuff or which one? All are same. Yes. Right. Or let's say we are going to catch a flight. Right. Somebody, right, misses the flight just maybe here in Kerpuram traffic only. Somebody misses the flight in Hebbal Junction. Somebody reached the airport, but sometimes he got lost because he was having a good time in some cafe there. Who is better? Who is better? No one? Huh? Right? Yes. Yes, whoever has come to this world, they have to go through these 5 things. It's called Pa-varga. Pa, Ka-varga, Cha-varga in Hindi. It's called Pa-varga. Whoever come into this life, they really go through this Pa-varga. Pa, Pha, Ba, Bha, Ma. Pa means they have to do parishram. There is no one who is kind of free from doing any hard work. Fena, yes, whatever you do, right? The fena, the sweat and blood comes out of your, yes, though you are staying in AC, but internally there is so much of it. There are bandhan, right? We are so much encased. There is a bhaya, there is always a fear. And finally, there is a mrityu. Finally, the question might come that, okay, how do you really get now free from the bonds? Because we say that even the mode of goodness also means that we have to come in the cycle of birth and death. Right? The mode of goodness also means, yes, coming to the cycle of birth and death. Is there any way that we can be free from the bonds? Is there any way? Yes. Yes. There's only one way. Once we get bound by the loving embrace of the Lord, then we can be free from all the bonds. That's what Lord is saying. Mam cha vyavicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatiyaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. The Lord is saying in the same chapter, 14th chapter, he talks about the different modes, and then he says how to go beyond all the modes. Come to the Siddha Sattva, come to the transcendental mode of goodness. Mam cha vyavicharena bhakti yogena. Once you do this bhakti yoga, once you do this process of bhakti, with abhyavicharena, in uninterrupted way, right? In unconditional way, then I will take care of you. The Lord is saying again, in this Devi Esa Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya. Yes, it's very difficult to overcome this, these robes and the different clothes, these chains and the different clothes that really comes out. But then, once you take shelter of me, Maya Metam Tarandite, you will be really coming out of it. Okay. So yes, we need to have a plan for transformation within ourselves. That, yes, we discussed that, yes, we want to develop something positive. We need to have a strong why, strong conviction. And then, before proceeding ahead, we should really find out, right? Like if you want to wake up in the morning, find out some people who are really waking up in the morning. If you want to really study nicely, find out some good friends who kind of taking coaching and taking that interest in to study nicely. If you want to progress in the spirituality, come with the people who are living these principles of Bhagavad Gita. They are loving the principles of Bhagavad Gita, right? And engage positively. Take some baby steps. It is, just like we say watermelon approach. We cannot take watermelon completely. We cannot start waking up from 8 o'clock to directly to 5 o'clock. Do incremental improvements. 15 minutes a day. The small chunks of improvement. Nobody is asking you, right, just to kind of, go transform, right, 180 degree. Just 1 degree. 1 degree, 1 degree. Right? You heard of that Milo of Croton? Have any of you have heard? Milo, who was the kind of a famous Olympian from the legendary, right? Like what he was doing, during his young time, one day he found that, oh, there is a nice calf. Nice calf, oh, nice calf. Then he started kind of putting that calf and going around the village. And that's what he was doing every day. And a matter of time, right? Over the years, since already 4 years, now he's not carrying a calf, he's carrying a bull. How he got the strength? Right? It's not that Aaj Bharti, Kal Chakravarti. Once you go to the gym and you will start lifting 100 kg. No, it's not possible. You have to do it in the stages. We have to do in the stages. We should not get depressed, discouraged. But how we can take those baby steps and really progress with the right association. At the same time, stay away from the provoking situations. If you want to avoid smoking, keep your cigarette packs away. Have the determination that, I'll not smoke at home. I'll smoke only outside. If I'm really, want to stay away from the mobile, I'll, between 8 p.m. to maybe 7 a.m., I'll keep this mobile somewhere else, not in my bedroom. Right? I kind of define the boundaries. Right? I try to kind of stay away from the provoking situations. Right? Right? And most importantly, yes, sometimes we know about it, we try to do this, but we don't know. Then that's where we need the divine strength, divine intervention. Right? That really bridges the gap between who we are and who we want to be. Right? That really bridges that gap. The prayer, the blessings of the Lord. So yes, we need to have a balance in the life. It's a very beautiful verse that Lord Krishna says to Arjuna. Yuktahara viharasya yukta chestasya karmashu yukto sapna vadhasya yoga bhavati dukkha. There is to be balance in our eating, sleeping, recreation, and everything. Right? So yes, this is how we can live a practically, a saintly life. Right? We can ask these questions to ourselves. How is our sleeping habit? How is our diet? How do we really maintain cleanliness externally and internally? And how exactly we are spending time ourselves, with the Supreme Lord. Right? And objectively, we can really assess ourselves, and we can take incremental improvement in our life, to become saint in this life. We don't have to really change or renounce everything. And that's how Srila Prabhupada, he has really given this principle, and a lot of people, they have got transformed. That yes, while living in this world, we can really practice the principle of spirituality. Do you agree? Any questions, comments? And then how do you really live this principle? We call this as a 5-step process. We call it ABCDE. Just simple, at the same time very strong. We'll be discussing in our subsequent sessions more in detail. But the essence is that, yes, what we are what we study, we should, and we are to whom we associate, we should associate with the real, sadhus, real devotees, who can really give us inspire us. Just like once you put a iron rod into the fire, the iron rod also catches the quality of the fire. Similarly, once we associate with the Supreme Lord, or once we associate with the devotees of the Lord, we get those qualities of the Lordship. We get divine qualities. Isyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvais gunais tatra samasate swara. Once we associate with the devotees, we get the divine qualities. Once we associate with the right books, we should study Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Once we understand this, divine principles, philosophies, pastimes, the personalities of the Lordships, right? We get inspired from them. We get encouraged by them. We get mercy of them. And the best way to connect to the Lord, to really, attain the supreme abode, right, to connect to the Lord. Yes, there could be so many challenges, there could be so many difficulties. Kaler dose nidhe raja nasti eka mahan guna. Kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param braje. Just by chanting the holy name, we can really elevate ourselves, right? From whatever the modes we might be, it doesn't really matter. But as soon as you start chanting, right? Om apavitro pavitro va sarvam vasta gato piva. Yas maret pundarikaksa sa bahya abhyantara suchi. Whatever the situation might be, time, place, circumstances, right? Like once you take the holy name, the Lord really appears there. The Lord and the holy name, they are not different. Yes, and at the same time, Jaisa Arn Vaisa Man. It's really up to us what kind of food we take, what kind of diet we take. Right? Yes. Some people say that, you are also killing plants. Yes. We cannot survive without killing. But at the same time, if you just take even the vegetarian, they plant food also. Yes, we are incurring sins. But then what do? First we offer it to the Lord says. Yajnarthat karmanonyatro lokoyam karma bandhana. Yes. Yajna sisters in a sancho muchyante sarva kilvisai. First we offer it to the Lord, then we accept it. Then it becomes karma free. Once you take prasad. So we don't even take just a vegetarian. We take only what is offered to the Lord. And then it becomes karma free. And then yes, we create an environment internally and externally so that we can live a life of Suddha Sattva. Any questions or comments? Otherwise, we'll just have a small discussion within ourselves how we can really apply these principles in our life. How we can really live a balanced life. Okay. Any questions, comments? Otherwise, can you just do a quick group study and you can really assess yourself on this, topics that we talked about in our day-to-day life, in our sleeping, in our food habits, in our cleanliness, in our how do you connect with the Lord? Are we doing it right way? Do you have the right purpose? Are we have the right friend circle? What the kind of baby steps that we are doing? How are we, staying away from our stimulants or the triggers? And what kind of the divine intervention that we are seeking to be a better version of ourselves? Can you just spend a couple of minutes? Can you just spend a couple of Darshan Prabhu, Deepak Prabhu, can you please help facilitate? We have some devotees. Can you sit in 4 groups? So we just wanted to have a quick discussion and then we can proceed ahead for the next parts. So I think, yes, Sandeep.